Are your videos missing that wow factor? Don't worry, because making them look amazing is easier than you think. And in this tutorial I'll show you how to use keyframes in CapCut on your PC. Because keyframes let you create smooth effects like zooms, fades and slides. They're simple to learn and super powerful. Plus, these tricks work in any editing software. So stick around to learn 5 easy ways to transform your videos. Alright, let's start with the basics. What exactly are keyframes? Think of them as markers or points in time that let you control changes in your video. For example, imagine you're moving a picture across the screen. Keyframes tell CapCut where the picture should start, where it should end, and how it should move between those points. It's like giving directions to your video elements. And the best part is that CapCut does all the hard work for you. All you have to do is set these points and CapCut will create the animation in between. But don't worry if this seems new, let's take it one step at a time. Because now that you know what keyframes are, let's see how to use them in CapCut. So follow along with me and start by opening your project in CapCut on your PC. Import the clip, image or text you want to work with and place it on the timeline. And if you're not sure how to do this, just drag and drop your files into the media section. Now click on the clip, text or image in the timeline that you want to animate. And once you selected it, you'll see a panel on the right side of the screen with the editing options. In here, look for a little diamond icon in the editing panel. That is your keyframe button. And when you click it, you'll create your first keyframe, which marks the start point of your animation. Now move the playhead. It is that vertical line on your timeline that shows where you are in the video. Think of it like a bookmark. You place it where you want to make changes. Then, adjust the property you want to change. For example, if you're moving an image, drag it to the new spot on the screen, and CapCut will automatically create the second keyframe and animate the movement between the 2 points. Now press play to see how it looks. You'll notice the smooth transition between your first and second keyframes. It's that easy. And now that you know how to set up keyframes, let's explore the top 5 properties you can animate. And these are perfect for beginners and will make your videos look polished and creative. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I share more simple and powerful CapCut tutorials to help you become a pro video editor. Now first up, let's look at position. This is the most basic and useful property, because if you want to make text or images slide in or out, with keyframes you can move anything smoothly across the screen. For example, let's say you want your logo to slide in from the left. For this, set your first keyframe with the logo off screen. Then set the second keyframe where it is fully visible, and CapCut will create a smooth slide effect. Next up is scale, which will let you zoom in and out, because zooming is a great way to emphasize something in your video. Set your first keyframe with the element at its normal size. Then move to a later point in the timeline and increase the size in the editing panel. Now when you play it back, you'll see the elements smoothly zoom in or out. This effect is perfect for highlighting details. Now the third property is rotation, and you can use keyframes to rotate your text, logos or images. For instance, set the first keyframe with no rotation. Then at a later point, rotate the element to the angle you want. This adds a dynamic and playful effect to your videos. Fourth, we have opacity or fade in or out. This is a classic way to make your videos look smooth. So set a keyframe at full opacity 100%, then move to another point in the timeline and adjust the opacity closer to 0. This will create a fade out effect. And you can also do the reverse to fade in any other element. And finally, let's explore filters and effects. Because keyframes aren't just for movement. You can also use them to animate effects like brightness, blur, or color changes. For example, if you want your video to start in black and white and gradually turn into color, set your first keyframe with the black and white filter, and the second keyframe with no filter. and CapCut will transition smoothly between the two. So are you ready to see these keyframe tricks in action? Let's put everything together to create a title animation that slides in from the left, zooms in slightly, and then fades out. You can also follow along with me. Start by adding the text layer to your timeline over your desired video. Write your title and position it off screen to the left. Next, add a keyframe at the start of your timeline with the text off screen. Now go to the playhead and move it to a later point and drag the text to the center of the screen. Now CapCut will animate the slide-in effect. Next, move the playhead forward again and add another keyframe. Increase the scale slightly to create a zoom effect. Finally, move the playhead to the end of the animation and reduce the opacity to 0%. This will create a smooth fade-out effect. So let's play it back to see our professional looking title animation. Now if you want to master keyframes faster, here are some helpful tips to make the most out of them. First, start small. Don't try to animate too many properties at once. Focus on 1 or 2 effects per element. Second, keep it smooth. Use subtle movements because over-the-top animations can distract your viewers. Third, experiment with timings. Try moving your keyframes closer together or forward apart to change the speed of your animation. My third tip is to preview often. Always play back your animations to ensure that it looks the way you want. Fourth, explore easing. CapCut has a built-in easing option that make movements look more natural. Play around with these to add a professional touch. And that's it! Keyframes might seem tricky at first, but with a little practice, they're an amazing way to make your video stand out. So whether you're animating text, images or effects, the possibilities are endless. And if you're hungry for more CapCut tips, here is my playlist with more tutorials to help you master this editor step by step. So click on it to take your editing skills to the next level. Thanks so much for watching and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Ciao!